Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking. We'd like all strong males to the front of the aircraft to handle the problem passenger.
Well, that is extraordinary, and that happened on Friday. There's been more trouble in the air after a string of incidents involving unruly passengers. This one was Friday, certainly the pilot calling and asking for help from male passengers to subdue that unruly passenger who'd made his way up to the area that was right near an exit door. There's also something that happened on Thursday. An off-duty flight attendant forced an Atlanta-bound Delta flight from Los Angeles also to land early. You can see people piling on top of this man in the aisle. This is again from Friday, not the off-duty flight attendant incident on Thursday. But this is the one where the pilot said, folks, male passengers, I need you to help this guy get under control. So it was a number of Delta flights that have been in trouble, others as well. There was an American flight that had some problems in the last couple of days, all of them having been diverted due to disruptive passengers, which leaves the question, what is going on in the skies? Sara Nelson is joining me now to discuss this. Sara is the president of the Association of Flight Attendants, CWA. Sara, that's the question. What is going on within the skies? Why all this consternation, anger, behavior, frightening behavior in some cases?
Well, we are up to 60 times the number of unruly passenger events that we would normally see in a typical year. And as I tweeted about this the other day, I actually think that a flight attendant that we represent captured it really well. She responded and she said, flight attendants are not okay, be kind. We talk about the fact all the time that our airplanes are a microcosm of society and what's happening. And people have been led to believe that we're a divided nation. They were divided politically over this pandemic, whether or not it was actually real, whether or not it's important to be wearing masks. We still have the mask policies in place. A lot of these confrontations will start over the mask policy because people have been led to believe that's a political decision rather than a public health necessity. And on our planes, on our trains, on our buses, we still have children who are using those modes of transportation. They don't have access to the vaccine yet. So we've got to have one standard of safety. Everyone has to understand what those rules are in order for us to be able to travel together. On our planes, we can't act like a bus that can pull over or a train that can stop. We have nowhere to go, no way to call for help. So everyone really has to follow the rules. But Alex, I really think that we should talk about what's going on in the country overall, because this really is a microcosm of the inequities and anger that people are feeling right now on the other end of this pandemic.
And we can have that conversation, but listen, I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about the flight attendants who work so hard to make the flights that I go on frequently safe, comfortable, try to help with any amenities to make a long-distance flight better. I mean, are people in your line of the industry concerned and even afraid sometimes? Because when you see this uptick, some of these things, had they not been controlled, could get disastrously out of hand.
Yeah. You know, little problems can become big problems in the air really fast. And you just hit a nerve there, Alex, because I just received an email from a flight attendant last night that sort of encapsulates a lot of the messaging that I've been getting, that they're actually scared to come to work in this environment. And it's not what we're used to. You know, we're used to welcoming people on board. We have seen extraordinary things on our plane. Everyone has to act together and do the same things and do things that are uncomfortable and things that they don't have to do anywhere else. You can't bring your gun or knife into our workplace. You sometimes have to practically undress in order to have access to it. You've got to keep your seatbelt on, your seat back up, your tray table up. You've got to follow all these rules in order to make this work. And yet, in that space, we sometimes will celebrate people's weddings or their birthdays, and the whole plane gets into it. I've seen situations where we have a 6-hour delay, and the passengers and the flight attendants and the crew all start to feel like we're in this incredible struggle together. And by the end, everyone's clapping when we land and helping each other and handing each other their bags, exchanging numbers and wanting to stay in touch. There are extraordinary things that can happen on the airplane when people understand that we do this together. But we are in this place where we have 600,000 deaths in this country. We have long-haul COVID issues. We have incredible inequities going on. We have people saying, just get back to work, when they're saying, I can't go back to work again when 2/3 of my paycheck goes to taking care of childcare, and I can't make enough to get by. I'm not going to do it anymore. People are really angry with these conditions, and everyone is at a 10.
And so we've got to just try to calm it down. We got to pass the American Jobs Plan, because we got to make sure that people have good jobs and have a way to take care of their families and actually feel like this country is taking care of them and we are all in this together, because that's really what we're seeing on our planes. It's not enough to just say there's going to be a $35,000 fine and jail time if you're going to act out. That's not calming it down. It's not enough to say we're going to stop serving alcohol, although I have to say that's been a great unifier. And everybody said, come on, man, just be nice. We want our drink. But we really have to address the things that are real problems in this country and get to the place of solidarity where everyone wants to be. And those flights that I was talking about, where people leave that flight feeling like they're more connected to people than they were when they stepped on the board.
Yeah. How many people have made friends with people when you've sat on a plane next to somebody and you've sat, you've talked for 3-4 hours? I don't know, Sara Nelson. I want to thank you so much for the passion you always bring to our conversations, and in this case in particular, the sensitivity to the situation. Let's just hope things get better from here. I'll see you again soon, my friend. Thank you.